Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar titled Key Features and Advantages of Quarry Tile. I'm Jim Olson with the National Tile Contractors Association. I want to welcome you and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to attend today's webinar sponsored by Metropolitan Ceramics. Before I introduce today's speaker, I want to remind you that during the webinar you'll be muted. Please use the questions area on your computer to type in your questions, and we'll answer those questions at the end of this presentation. If the audio on your computer is poor, please call the number on the invite to this webinar and listen on your phone. All NTCA webinars are available to watch at any time on the NTCA YouTube channel shortly after the webinar is presented. This will give you easy access to watch and or share all current and past programs at your convenience. All right, I'm happy to introduce today's speaker, Clare Thomas. He's with Metropolitan Ceramics. He's the national sales manager and has been involved in some form of sales for the last 44 years. He started in retail during his teenage years and 20s, then moved into business-to-business sale after graduating from, excuse me, I have to say this, the Ohio State University. I'm a Minnesota Gopher fan, so I'm not excited about that, but happy for him. 1995, he's been part of the flooring industry, beginning with Florida Tile. He spent 5 years working on the contracting side with flooring systems, a major commercial contractor in the Columbus, Ohio area. There, he embraced the principle of doing it right once, taking pride in delivering quality work with no callbacks. We should all work at that. As his family grew, he shifted from ceramic tile to selling carpet and vinyl for Mohawk commercial carpet. He did that for 3 years, and then in June of 2005, he joined the Metropolitan Ceramics on August 1st, 2005. He's based in Columbus, Ohio. He travels across the US and Canada promoting the features and benefits of Quarry Tile. As national sales manager, his role is to connect the dots between end users, architecture, and design firms, distributors, contractors, and consumers. And Claire, I look forward to your presentation.
Thank you very much, Jim. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for having me. I want to start off with a sincere thank you to all the attendees of this webinar. Although the title of the webinar is Why Not Quarry Tile? Quarry Tile is just part of the ceramic tile industry, as you know. Out of all the products that are classified as flooring products, ceramic tile is the only product that can last a lifetime and then some, if installed correctly, as you all know. All of you that have tuned into this webinar are part of a network of true professionals and artisans called the NTCA. On behalf of Metropolitan Ceramics, thank you for being part of this great organization. Quarry Tile is part of almost every job that is being bid. Commercial kitchens, food prep areas, mudrooms, vestibules, vending areas, dock areas, basically anywhere where a durable and safe flooring product is needed, that is the ideal place for Quarry Tile. My name is Clare Thomas, as Jim mentioned, and I very much appreciate all your time today. Thank you for tuning into this. I've been in the flooring industry for 30 years, spent 27 of those in ceramic tile, worked for a commercial contractor, as Jim said, for a few years, and spent the last 20 with Metro selling and promoting Quarry Tile. I will say this with tongue in cheek, but as I've always joked, and I really mean it to some degree, it is the sexiest ceramic tile in the world, as we all know, it being Quarry Tile. My job with Metro is to connect the dots, as Jim said, from getting it specified at the A&D and end user level to marketing and selling it through distribution or promoting it to the contracting community. Thank you all for making Quarry Tile the sexiest ceramic tile in the industry. What we'll cover today is installation, features and benefits, slip resistance and safety benefits, cleanability, where to purchase, and then we'll wrap things up with questions if you have any at all. Before we get into all the cool things about Quarry Tile, I'd like to take a quick look at Metropolitan Ceramics. Since 1866, basically since the end of the Civil War, our parent company, Iron Rock, has been in business under the same family ownership, the Rankard family in Canton, Ohio. If you do your counting, that's the 5th generation under the same family ownership, which is kind of cool. They're one of the very few companies in the country that can claim that. We are based in Canton, Ohio. We have made and sold block and brick and tile products that have been installed throughout the U.S. for almost 160 years. Let's just dig right into the installation. This slide is one that I lead every A&D presentation with. It's a life cycle cost analysis for commercial buildings. This is a chart that compares all flooring products relative to the overall cost per square foot for the life of that particular product. It takes into account the initial installation and overall maintenance throughout the life of a product. Please note that the top 3 products on this list, quarry tile, ceramic tile, and porcelain tile, all have an estimated useful life of 75 years, and all are valued to be less than $1 per square foot to maintain and annually for the product. This chart is very important to the ceramic tile industry. It shows the actual value of ceramic tile. With having installers and reputable companies installing quarry tile and all ceramic tile throughout the country, it is truly the most valuable product for any commercial application. The one thing that I always lead with or end with something like this is when you talk about sustainable products. What is more sustainable than never having to replace it, like ceramic tile products are? Quarry tile is the most common applications are where durability and safety are expected. High traffic areas, areas that get wet, areas where a slip resistant product is necessary. Slip fall accidents lead to millions of dollars in insurance claims every year, with over 1 million emergency room visits annually. Yes, over 1 million annually. Quarry tile is the best product for these areas. We make, roll into this. We make and market and sell quarry tile. We do not install it. We leave that to all the experts in the field like yourself. When we get calls about installing it, we refer people to the TCNA handbook for installation. It's our go-to, it's our Bible. This handbook is referenced by most A&D firms with an installation number and sometimes showing the drawing details from the book itself. By referencing an installation number, it allows clarity when bidding jobs. It puts everybody on the same page with the same installation procedures. Okay, let's get to the installation of quarry tile, the nitty-gritty. If it's a bid job, check the architectural specs where they may indicate a specific installation method. Moving forward with a typical installation, unlike porcelain products where you need a modified mortar to grab the tile, a standard non-modified mortar can be used. That's the beauty of quarry tile. Grout will be dependent on the application, and an epoxy grout is the norm for restaurants, but a sanded grout can be used in other areas. Again, it all depends on the architect, depends on the spec, depends on the overall where the installation will be. As far as the actual installation, if the space warrants, a rack shown here can be used to speed up the installation process. When using a rack, please be sure that the rack is made for a 3/8 inch grout joint. If not racked, use 3/8 inch spacers. Yes, that's 3/8 of an inch. Having multiple boxes to pull from multiple pallets staged near the job, ready for blending them during the installation, will help in the overall appearance of the floor. A grout release can be used to aid in the final cleanup. After installation, a penetrating sealer will be very beneficial for the long-term maintenance of the floor. Yes, indeed, the 3/8 inch grout joint is the proper joint width for an eased, cushioned, or relieved edge quarry tile like Metro. This is the industry standard. The 3/8 inch joint is recommended to enhance the slip resistance. It allows a natural channel for water to exit the face of the tile, and it can help accommodate the ANSI allowable size tolerance for quarry tile. Yes, the grout people love quarry tile. For new installation, some A&D firms may have a drawing showing the expectation for the grout joint itself. Sometimes flush, sometimes channeled. Please check drawings, check the actual spec itself. It may have a clarification on that itself. Here's the actual excerpt from the TCNA manual indicating 3/8 inch grout joint. Again, this is taken right from the manual, not something that we made up, but this is an industry-wide standard showing 3/8 of an inch. And again, emphasis on that 3/8 of an inch. We even noted on every box the recommendation of the 3/8 inch grout joint. It's a fat grout joint, but it's necessary. Commercial kitchens shown here are the most common application for quarry tile. Here we show the variety of colors that are currently available in Metro's line. It would be a red, a tan, a gray, or even a black. We also have a darker gray, and we have the only brown ceramic tile, quarry tile on the market in our 108 chestnut brown. Other commercial applications can include food processing facilities, auto service bays, fire stations, and labs. Really anywhere where durable, high-performing flooring is necessary. Let's get into the features and benefits of quarry tile. They're made to be vitreous, having very, very low absorption, which allows them to be freeze-thaw stable. They're suitable for indoor or outdoor applications, vertically or horizontally. Doesn't matter how you install it. Metro Quarry tile is manufactured with relieved, cushioned, or eased edges. They're not square, they're not rectified. By definition, quarry tile is an extruded product. That definition is from the TCNA. It is which is why they call it quarry tile. It's an extruded product, usually 6 by 6 by ½ inch thick. Can be 8 by 8s, and there are some 4 by 8s available as well. The extrusion process is kind of like a Play-Doh maker or a pasta maker, where it's pushed through a die, given a particular shape. We make 2 pieces at the same time when it's actually split tile, which is why the back side of a piece of tile has those ridges that run side to side completely across the back side. It's sliced as it's extruded, and then it's kiln fired. The color is through the body, and that color will never wear off or fade. Quarry tile has a subtle orange peel type texture, and abrasive fleck can also be embedded into the face to offer an abrasive tile as well. What's shown here on the right is one of our products called our Metro Tread that offers a raised tread at the time of extrusion. These next 3 slides will compare quarry tile with other products that are sometimes used in commercial kitchens as an alternative floor. Epoxy floors, I'm going to buzz through and show just a quick snap. Epoxy, concrete, and commercial vinyl floors. The verbiage on the left side where it says quarry tile floors are the same on all 3 slides. It tells you how durable the quarry tile products are. And we will beat up on the competition or the competitive products when it comes to these things. Compared to epoxy floors, the biggest concern with epoxy poured floors is that it can melt. The AD or the Food and Drug Administration minimum temperature for the oil that goes in to deep fryers. This is the total nerd that I have become with this. The minimum temperature for deep fryers is 350 degrees, and there's only the highest temperature rating or thermal rating I have found for any epoxy poured floor for a commercial kitchen application is 260 degrees. So we're talking almost 100 degrees difference in something that could probably and will probably spill, or a pan may fall on it and it can hurt the floor, cause a tear, cause a seam, and just be unsafe. So aside from the aspect that epoxy poured floors can melt, they'll show wear patterns. They will fade. The slip resistancy will need to be reapplied. And actually, when the product will need to be replaced, it is a toxic application where entire kitchen needs to be shut down. So again, emphasis on the importance of quarry tile. It's going to be as durable. It's going to be slip resisting. It's not going to fade. It's not going to tear. Not going to break. It is, again, much more durable than any epoxy poured floor. Very similar with a concrete floor. You don't see too many concrete floors in commercial kitchens, but the ones that are, they are using some anti-fatigue mats to keep them from being slip resistant or keep it from being slippery. Concrete floors will chip. They need sealing. The expansion, contraction, cracks will allow bacteria growth. It's just not the best floor for any commercial kitchen application. And again, that sealant colorant will need to be reapplied. Also in our industry, in the commercial kitchen industry, if you will, floors were for demanding environments, as we call them. Commercial vinyl products are also being used. Commercial vinyl products can either be in roll form or in tile form. They can melt as well. They delaminate. There is not the best floor for any commercial application or any commercial kitchen application, which again promotes the integrity and of quarry tile and how if it's, again, installed correctly, it's the best product for any commercial kitchen environment. Going into the slip resistance and the safety benefits, Quarry tile is tested for slip resistance using the DCOF ACU method. The minimum acceptable threshold for slip resistance is 0.42. All Metro products, and emphasis on all products, whether it be as they come out of the kiln with our standard iron spot texture, or abrasive, or our tread, all products exceed 0.60 on the DCOF scale. All of our XA products, which are abrasive products, are test above 0.7. This slide shows our performance specs as well on the right side, all of which meet or exceed industry standards. Again, to elaborate on the DCOF, those are some standards that are established for all commercial kitchen projects. And there are some municipalities, some states that have other requirements for their commercial kitchen flooring, whereas, example, state of California, they require to have quarry tile. And they have some standards that of a DCOF for the walking areas, as well as DCOF underneath the equipment. So Metropolitan has products that accommodate all those performance standards. Does that slip resistant characteristic on the tile last? You bet, no doubt. Quarry tile is unglazed, very hard fired, and with proper maintenance, the DCOF will not change. The extrusion process establishes the consistency in the body, then kiln firing for almost 30 hours establishes the vitreous nature for each piece of quarry tile. As you can see in this picture, each piece is stacked on end, which allows the heat to circulate through each piece of tile. This is the part of our tunnel kiln that we have, 120-yard tunnel kiln. And again, it takes about 30 hours for a piece of quarry tile to bake, if you will. You don't need any special coatings to make quarry tile slip resisting. Metro Quarry will either have a natural orange peel texture, a silica carbide embedded in the face, or actually extruded with the raised treads. You'll never need to reapply a texture to Metro Quarry tile. Let's touch on the cleanability. A mild detergent is best for routine maintenance for quarry tile. A degreaser in combination with a rotary brush and extractor is very beneficial to help maintain slip resistance. Picture on the left is a typical commercial kitchen. That's actually a bar back. On the right is a microbrew, a beer facility where they need a durable, very safe, slip resistant quarry tile product. So it's not a product that just needs to go in commercial kitchens. It can be applied to, again, labs. It can be applied to food processing facilities. We even have it installed in service bays and a couple automotive dealerships. Again, if installed correctly, will last and be safe throughout the life of the product. There are many cleaning products that can be used from a variety of sources. We show and acknowledge Ecolab here because they've done a great job in helping with our testing of products, and also because it's used by many quick service restaurants. We show a couple of products that are highly recommended with the ones being checked, but we also show a product that can be very harmful to the floor. I will emphasize this product. It is a good product, but it is something, it's called Ecolab's Wash and Walk. It's not recommended because it can actually eat away cementitious grouts. It's a very aggressive product. I will say it can be used and can be used safely and used well. But if there's any sort of grease or any kind of grease buildup, that's what the wash away, it's an enzymatic cleaner that can actually eat away at the grout to get to the grease. It will not affect the tile, but it can affect the installation as a whole. So a recommendation there is an epoxy grout, which is something that can be used. Again, depends on the application, but if you are using a cementitious grout, I would recommend that you could recommend for their final cleaning not to use that wash and walk. Check out our website for other manufacturers and other cleaning components or other cleaning products. But in general, a mild detergent is best, but again, with a degreaser on a regular basis will help the maintenance of it overall. As a whole, where do you want to buy Metro? Where can you buy Metro? Check it out on our website. We have a distribution website that allows you to look at where we have local distributors. They're throughout the country and Canada. And it's something that you can type it in by putting in your zip code, or actually it'll pick up where your location is and go from there. Or I will say, at the end of this, there is my phone number. You're welcome to give me a call. I'd be happy to direct you to customers wherever we are. This is the distributor locator. Very easy to navigate, and again, it can be picked up on your phone. If you're inquiring on your phone, it'll pick up from where your location is. Also available, our products are available through Menards locations under the Versatile product line. They do have it in stock. That's about it. I hope to have enlightened you a little bit about what Quarry Tile is all about. Any questions or comments, you're welcome to ask. This is my pertinent information, my email addresses, as well as my cell phone. You're welcome to give me a call to follow up, ask any questions, coordinate a CEU. I'd be happy to do and help you whatever I can do with you to help you promote Quarry Tile. On behalf of Metropolitan, we again thank you so much.
Claire, great job. Very succinct and to the point, and a lot of good information there. I want everyone to know that tomorrow you'll receive an email from me. If you think of questions overnight or tomorrow morning, please just send me a little email. And if you didn't copy down Claire's information, I'll make sure he gets it, and he'll answer your questions. Claire, we've got a couple questions that have come in. I'm going to read them to you, and I'll let you handle them, okay?
Sounds great.
Well, the first one was, will this presentation be sent to us? No, it will not. If you send me an email tomorrow when I send you asking for it, it is on the NTCA YouTube channel, and it will be up, if not tomorrow afternoon, first thing Thursday morning, and you can watch it as often or as many times as you want and share it. It will be available for you. So David, please look for that. Does painting quarry tile affect its original properties in any way?
It will affect the slip resistancy. Anytime you're putting any kind of, and again, this would be the same as far as like waxing quarry tile. I've had other customers ask about that. Anytime you put a surface on that, that's not a penetrating sealer. If you're basically covering up the natural pores within the product with a paint, it will affect the overall slip resistancy of the tile.
Great. I think this next one will go along that same series, but why is the 3/8 inch grout line so strongly recommended for quarry?
It has to do, there are a couple things. For the overall slip resistancy, when you test it for decoff, there's a machine that runs over a certain area, and it's going to go over tile through grout. And the overall decoff has to do with the entire span of that testing area. So when we show that decoff as high as it is, it has to do with that grout joint does come into play with slip resistancy. It also has to do with the wicking or channeling away of moisture or water or grease that can happen especially in a commercial kitchen. It's something that is again, which is why I emphasize check the architectural drawing to see if they want you to fill that grout joint to the top edge or leave a channel. Some A&D firms are savvy enough to show you what they want or what they expect. The other aspect, it has to do with the overall and the specifications and the standards of making quarry tile. There are nominal tolerances that come into play that with the 3/8 inch grout joint, it will allow for any kind of tolerance that's necessary for any product that really basically unflat or unsquare. One thing that I will say is, as on behalf of Metro, we take pride in the fact that our products are flat. and we take pride in the fact that our products are square and that they are within the nominal, well within any kind of tolerance that's recommended as a standard.
Great. Do me a favor, Claire, and just go through what DCOF is again for everyone.
Dynamic coefficient of friction. It has to do with the slip resistancy of a piece of tile, and it's I apologize, I don't have the name of the machine that is used, but it's basically, it runs across whether it be a dry pieces of tile, 2 or 3 feet of this area, or wet, but it measures the slip resistancy of the tile. In the years past, it used to be just coefficient of friction, but the dynamic coefficient of friction has to do with the overall, again, slip resistancy grout to grout, through grout.
Great. Do you recommend any specific sealer to be used?
There are each setting material company, Mapei, Laticrete, Custom Tech, they all have grout sealers. One that I've always found to be very good is Sealer's Choice. It's an Aquamix product. Whether you're using it a solvent-based or water-based, I like the water-based just because it's easier to use. But primarily it's going to help in the overall maintenance of the tile itself. But especially if you're using in a cementitious grout or a sanded grout, it's going to help in maintaining that grout as well. I don't want to say it does very little to the tile, because it does help in the overall cleanability and the maintenance of it, but it has primarily to do with sealing the grout around it.
All right, this next one, I don't know how you can answer this, but do you have an installed square foot price range that can be budgeted for commercial kitchen use?
I use it really will depend on if you're using just your standard, like many architects will say, choose from group 1 or 2 prices, which is basically red or gray. Gray has become such a predominant color over the last 10 years or so, that is taken over for just a standard red. As far as a budget number, what I leave with an architectural firm is if they're doing it with if they're tile plus the installation plus epoxy grout, you have to look at it, and again, depends on the area, because say in Minnesota is going to be different than Columbus, Ohio. It's going to be different than Jackson, Mississippi. I use a range of $8 to $18 per square foot. And I know that's a huge range, but you have to look at the project itself. Many times the price per square foot and it doesn't accommodate for the base that goes around it. So it's kind of a tough thing. What I try to leave is a price per square foot for the tile itself, and then an estimated price per square foot for the installation. Because as we all know, as installing quarry tile with an epoxy grout is a very labor-intensive project, and to the point where the epoxy itself, as well as the labor to install it, we're going to far outweigh the cost of the tile.
Okay, our next one has to do with using a rack, and they're asking, how are the quarry tiles embedded into the bonding mortar?
As the rack, it's just a grid, and it's usually a metal steel grid. You throw your mortar down, trowel it out, and then you put your rack down, and then you put each piece of quarry tile in the same corner of the rack. Pick that rack up, move it into the next area, and it's really that type of boring procedure, but it's then you're installing a lot of it at a time, but you still need to go back and to make it flat. It's a methodical approach, but it's for a wide open big area. It's a very it will help out with the speed of the overall installation.
Okay. Where does corundum come from in the US, or are you buying it from China?
We do not have any of our products, any of our colorants or any of our additives that are used. Nothing comes from China. So we do have additives that are used to maintain color that come from various parts of Europe, and I want to say parts of Africa as well. I don't know the details of all that, but the clay and shale I know comes from basically within 30, 40 miles of our facility in Canton, Ohio. So 95 to 98% of the body of our products are domestic, and the only thing that's not are the colorants or the products that we use to maintain color for a particular production run.
All right. I think these are hard to answer here. Would you refer to a fat grout joint if a large architect was inspecting the project?
Again, the 3/8 inch is what's recommended.
I think he's talking about the term fat. And would you use fat, or would you just say this is a standard 3/8 inch joint?
I just say it's standard. That is an industry standard, again, which is why the TCNA notes it accordingly in their manual. Yeah, we emphasize it on our boxes because we have customers and installers calling from job sites saying, "What do you recommend?" And just say, "Read the box." And it's something that it just allows you to accommodate for a multitude of things, whether it be the product itself or slip resistancy.
Excellent. All right, you referred to everyone on the call as experts. Is there a license that states that?
Jim, I think that, I don't know if that's an answer. That's something you can answer. I know that we recommend NTCN or TCNA contractors or NTCA contractors wherever I go. They've devoted the time, effort to be part of the NTCA, and it's something that what I've found is that they are some of the most reputable, solid installers that just do a great job. Again, when you minimize callbacks, that says a lot about your firm, the integrity of your firm.
And there are a few states that do license ceramic and stone installation companies or installers. So I would think you would know what each state has for a recommendation. I believe California, Florida, Utah. There's a couple other that do have licenses for tile installers. Definitely.
Yes, and to elaborate a little bit, some of them, and it also depends on the job. Some are requiring, whether it be union labor or union scale labor, prevailing wage. Others don't. It depends on the job, depends on the end user.
Correct. So one of our great manufacturers has reached out to let us all know that the machine that you were talking about is the BOTT, B-O-T-T 3000.
That's correct. And I referenced it in our CEU, but it was failing me the name of it.
We have it now. All right. Do you have a recommendation for tile racks? Where to buy them? Marble thresholds. Where would you buy a tile rack and marble thresholds?
Marble thresholds you can get from any distributor. Any of our distributors that will have more often than not will have marble thresholds, whether it be bevel on one side or double bevel. It's entirely up to the that particular install, that distributor. As far as the racks themselves, the one source that I know of that I've been recommending and have been recommending for 30 years has been American Tile Rack in Georgia. Give them the specs and they'll send it out to you. It usually comes in a wood crate and you just gotta keep it clean.
In a commercial installation with routine daily cleaning, how often should quarry tile be sealed?
Kind of a tough question because it has to do with the amount of foot traffic that's being used. I'd say in a commercial kitchen, say a fast food restaurant, QSR restaurant, I would recommend sealing it at least twice a year. Again, it will also depend on the aggressiveness of the cleaning agents that you're using. If you are using a degreaser on a regular basis, that can knock down the importance and the significance of the sealers. But it's something that has to do with the overall how the foot traffic involved, Rolling carts have a lot to do with it too. These metal casters on these rolling carts can beat up and show, to where you would know, you can see where you would need to seal it back up. But it's something that has to do with the amount of foot traffic. Again, I would say for any commercial kitchen application, at least twice a year.
Great. Okay, so there's other manufacturers of quarry tile. AO, Del Tile, Summitville, Floor & Decor has some products. How would you compete with them? How would you what would you have to say about Metro Quarry that's different or makes them stand out?
Metro Quarry tile, what we have and what we have always had has been more colors, more options for the market. We make a true black color. We make a brown. We make 4x8s. We make a tan color. We offer a product called Iron Spot that has a little peppered black fleck to it, but also we can make those products with abrasive content. So the variety of products that we have to offer separate us from the competition, whether it be sizes, colors, and textures. We have products that have a velour texture to it in a product called Down to Earth. We have same product line is a flash product, which is something that it's not every manufacturer makes. So just a variety of colors, sizes, and textures separate us from everybody else. We do have a nationwide distribution channel that we cover the entire country. We cover Canada. We're very confident in the abilities of our customers to market our products and sell them effectively in those markets, and we feel like we can do it anywhere.
Great. So we have an attendee who it sounds as though he's had a hard time lately getting quarry tile, and he's wondering why hasn't Metro run into those issues, having stock available or product available?
Oh, we had those issues 2 to 3 years ago. There was this perfect storm of really not good stuff where our competition closed a facility in Kentucky, threw all their eggs in the basket in their manufacturing facility in Alabama. At that same time, the clays and shales that we were using for our products were contaminated. So for a time there was probably every bit of a year, maybe 14 months, where getting quarry tile was a challenge. During that same time, our competitor, I should note that our competitor also had to shut down their facility in Alabama because of a kiln issue. So for a time there, getting quarry tile was a challenge, and which brought in some other products from throughout the world and some inferior products, if you will. But for the last 18 months, 2 years, we have not missed a beat. Our products are readily available. I can proudly say that we have all of our colors and all of our sizes in stock with the accompanying trim to go along with it.
Great. All right. Have you ever seen quarry tile installed upside down? And I just want to say, this happened, and it's not just quarry tile that it happens to. So, but you can answer that.
Yes, I actually can tell you about 2 installations. One is a hotel in Texas that the installer, we sold our Metro tread, which is the tread, the raised tread on the one side, and they installed that with that tread down. So the back side of our tile, which similarly is side to side a tread to it, but a lot rougher. They did the entire, I think 1,200 square feet in that one, and it was a hotel, and this was a lobby area, kind of like a Holiday Inn Express where they had the breakfast nook and all that. So this was exposed, and it's going to be a very slip resistant floor, but it'll be a maintenance nightmare. But yes, that's one application. And then the other one is in Seattle in the Pike Place Market. If you ever go in there where they throw the fish around, there is the tile, there's quarry tile in there, and you can see on the ramp areas where they intentionally turn the quarry tile over because of adding slip resistancy for going up these ramps. So it's a light colored quarry tile. It's kind of cool. Look at if you see it, and only us quarry tile nerds can see this or look at it or pay attention to it. But it's something that it allows for slip resistancy in these ramp areas. So yes, I've seen it twice.
Okay. So does Metropolitan Ceramic make custom sizes or shapes? You know, octagons, 10 by 10s, anything like that?
No, we do not. We make 4x8s and one color in particular in our black product, but we can make others in special orders as 4x8s. We have one product line called Down to Earth, which is a 4x8 with a velour texture to it. But other than that, the standard 6x6 or 8x8s are the predominant products we make. Years ago, we made a 12x12, but the capacities of a kiln and the weight of the products, as you noticed in that one slide where they're stacked on top of each other, the weight of the tile on top affected the flatness of the ones on the bottom. So they came out skewed and flat or unflat, and it just was not to spec. So to answer that question, long-winded answer, 6x6s or 8x8s and 4x8s. That's what we make.
Perfect. So I didn't know this. Did Metropolitan Quarry tile come pre-sealed at one point?
I do not have any record of us ever sealing it before it went into a box.
Yeah, I sold it for 40 years or 40 years ago, and I can't remember pre-sealed at all. So
no, there are products there. Well, I will say that one of the other domestic manufacturers markets a product that has this application called microban on it, which is something that is they do and apply, but it really is very insignificant to the overall performance of a product. And they market that, and I don't know really the reasoning why.
great. All right. Are you still making the tread finish?
Yes, we make it in one color called our 705 pewter. It's a 6x6 tread.
All right. Well, it looks like we've come to the end of our questions, Claire. I want to thank you for a fantastic presentation and great answers to our questions. I want to make sure everyone understands you will be getting an email. If you have more questions, do not hesitate to ask. I'll make sure that Claire gets those questions. And Claire, I hope to continue this educational journey with Quarry Tile with you again down the road somewhere. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for letting me be part of this.
Excellent. Thank you all for attending today. I think our next program, next webinar, you should be getting an invite coming out soon, is going to be September 4th. So it's coming fast next week. So, all right, everyone, have a great week and a weekend, and we will talk soon. Fall is on the way. So take care. Bye-bye.